15. An Eldritch Blast hits the altar itself, and it seems to absorb into it.
Little meep comes out of her of dismay.
And at that, though, the chanting doesn't stop from the woman at the front, but she does kind of turn and just glare at you for a moment, and then goes right back to chanting.
We return to the adventuring party.
Okay.
Sneak around. Sneak.
Okay, they're coming.
Run away. Run away.
That's the first time I've just had fun with a match in a long time.
So this particular adventure, as you guys have noted around the town of Mistwood, things have been a little unsettling. The fog that used to just be contained to the top portion of the Mistwood forest has now spread to ground level and has seeped out into the village itself. Just kind of the visibility inside the woods is pretty much zero. It's pretty much a heavy fog though throughout the town itself. To top it all off, this particular evening is Nightfold. It is the festival night celebrated with candles, offerings, and memories of loved ones who have passed. As basically you walk around the town, there's a very unsettling tension. Townsfolk are weary to leave their homes. These scarecrows are standing vigil at every main building in town and at the town entrances. Two of the main scarecrows are guarding the road in and the road out, with their hollow faces turning towards anyone who enters. So for the past little while, everybody's been veering off. Caravans have actually bypassed this town entirely on their normal trade routes. So it is having
a little spooky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's having a bit of an effect to come in. The only person that you've noticed that has come in has been that one strange female individual, the wood elf. Right. And yet you've seen very little of her other than a brief appearance in the inn, and then a vision of, sights of her walking away or going somewhere specific. But she keeps very much to herself. During one of your walkabouts, Gabba, and you're just kind of peeking out, and you take a second peek out the inn door, and a female voice just to the left of the door says, "You seem inclined to help."
Ah!
You look over, and that wood elf woman is standing there, leaning against the building itself.
The goblin's just staring wide-eyed at her, just looking up entranced, not even saying anything, forgetting that she's even there, just admiring this person.
He smiles at you, and just again, she says, "So was my inclination correct that you are willing to help?"
Gabba help people. Yes.
Well, then perhaps, if you know of anyone else that's available, you could do me a favor.
Gabba, do a favor. What favor?
I need some investigation done, first of all, around town to see what you can find out about these scarecrows. I'm not really here for this particular matter, but this is of a concern, and I would like it dealt with if possible, especially on a night like tonight.
But people try to remove Scarecrow, and Scarecrow not go back home, and Gabba try again.
Yeah, I'm hoping if you ask around town, maybe there's people that know a little bit more than what they're letting on. Or perhaps because it is Nighthold, that there is more magic in the air. And you can sense it. There's an oddness about this. And this is something that Luka would have noticed now for days, because you are from
the Ether Bloom.
The Ether Bloom. You've sensed that there's something. It's not necessarily evil right now, but there's really something off about the balance as you've come through, which you're used to from the Ether Bloom, because it's a very chaotic place. I mean, your pocket was pretty good and peaceful, but you know that there were areas of the Ether Bloom that are just very hostile in most cases,
Yes.
and sometimes downright evil in some cases. So
Yes. Her mentors and instructors and her patron definitely pounded that into her. Uh-oh.
all right, so she looks down at Gabba again and says, "So is there anybody? I noticed the inn is kind of quiet tonight. Is there anybody else about that could give you a hand, asking some questions?"
She pauses. She looks about. She pauses. Then she heads back in the tavern real quick, looking around to see who's available.
And she would see Luka sitting there having just finished her dinner.
Look her! Look her! Look her! Look her!
He goes, smack, forehead. Luka!
Look!
Luka!
What Gabba said! Luka!
Yeah, there you go.
Come help! Come help with Scarecrow?
Sure, yeah. These scarecrows are really odd.
Yeah,
And it's
wait.
very disturbing.
So you're talking about this out loud in the inn, and Helen comes over, and she kind of leans down on the table, and she's like, "Yes, it has been strange and a little unnerving, and the lack of customers does affect my business. But I did try moving one myself, the one out front. I think perhaps maybe if you speak to Elizabeth over at the temple, at the Halls of Wisdom, she might have some kind of insight into these eerie events."
That's a good idea. You guys
But-
could help her give us more information.
Okay, but be careful of bad men. Bad men try to hurt and say, Stickman tell him to.
Really? You ran into
Yeah.
some bad men?
You must be careful. You never know what's out there.
But the scarecrows weren't bad men. The
No, they say straw hats, bad men.
They wear straw hats?
Straw hats, yes. Straw hats. Maybe Lisbeth knows.
Maybe.
I guess looking around, I guess with the inn mostly empty, it's just us two, rare and ready to go.
Pretty much, it looks like she's just doing her regular routine of cleaning and putting things away in and out of the kitchen.
Gotcha.
Kitchen background noise provided by Jan.
Yeah, clanging of pots and whatnot from the other side. Now that you know where the kitchen is too, the map is displayed. So
Yeah. Nice. And it's kind of like I had it pictured in my mind, so that's really neat.
yeah, I kind of going off of my descriptions of what I had done so far and tried to put it together. It was kind of backwards the way I originally had planned, but it works.
It's working so far.
That's what descriptors were good.
Gabby,
What are you guys doing?
Luke,
Well, Luka
go
would
outside,
rise.
talk to woman. Gabba, be right out, yes?
All right.
And Gabba
Okay.
will take the plate in the kitchen and clean up the table.
Okay,
She'll bust the table.
all right. So you
And
you
Luka
clean
heads
up
out
the
the door, and
table.
as she goes out, she dips her fingers into that lost and found and picks up a few coins, pockets them surreptitiously.
Nice.
Yeah, you do pick up a couple of copper. Not a lot, but I mean it's something.
Well, she's seen Gabba putting that money in there. So she kind of thinks
Okay.
Yeah.
that is for everybody. And
Okay.
if Gabba doesn't need it, she does.
Okay, then you can take that back out because no one else is taking it.
Yeah.
All right.
So here you go. So you take your dishes in, Gabba. You drop them all off. Lila and Reggie are there. Reggie just gives you the typical grunt. Not a very talkative individual for the most part, anyway. And Lila just kind of smiles and goes about her business like she does, trying to mimic Helen every chance she gets. So you do that, and you come back out, and you meet up on the outside of the inn with Luka, and the wood elf is gone.
Oh, gone.
Does that tell Luka that there was the wood elf lady out there?
Yeah, she's gone. You go outside, and there's nobody there.
Does
Lady,
Gabba say something?
no, she's like looking around trying to see, did she walk off? Is she in the distance?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
Well, who are you looking for?
I'm no longer disadvantaged. Oh, that's a 21.
Okay, with a 21, you definitely see a very faint silhouette in the distance, heading west towards the west entrance to town.
Like out?
Heading out, yes. Looks like it anyway.
She looks and it's like, It's like, didn't expect her to be gone, but after like a little, okay. Request is check around, see if, Lisbeth, gotta go Lisbeth in hall just to talk about Stickman, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, since she's not there, I guess we've got our first clue. Da-da-da.
Yeah, your first clue was to go seek out Elizabeth in the halls of wisdom.
Yes.
I'm going to move this out of my screen so I can actually see. Okay. So, as described, you reach the temple, which is the halls of wisdom. It is a tall single-story. It's like a single-story building, but it is tall. It's about the height of 2 stories, but there's only 1 floor inside. The structure itself is made out of marble block with a red-tiled roof, small pillars with carved books of stone and marble. Frame the large dark oak doors. Inside are several rows of pews and a pulpit at the far end. Glowing magical orbs of soft yellow light float about the high arched ceiling. The head priestess is here. She's working a bit at the front. Looks like she's filling up what looks like a font of water. And she is Elizabeth Woodhouse. She is a Pippin Snap, little folk.
Huh.
And she holds, you've known that she's held weekly sermons here for those that follow and seek wisdom. So you enter in, and as the door swings open, she looks up, and she smiles and she waves. She says, "Come, welcome."
Luka would walk up there with Gabba to her.
Yeah.
2 new faces.
Gabba will follow, just kind of look around with awe. I don't think she's ever been in here before.
Yeah, especially for a person of your stature, being a little person as well, just like she is. It looks enormous on the inside. It just really like marble and all the fineries of of a temple that you would expect for a temple of knowledge.
Of which deity?
It's the temple of Broline. Broline is the goddess of wisdom.
Broline.
What can I do for 2 new folk in town?
Luka steps forward and says, "Well, we're kind of investigating these scarecrows that are about town, blocking the road. They've chased off the caravans, and the business isn't good at the inn. And we kind of want to find out what's happening and why." Do you have any knowledge about these scarecrows?
Well, she's visibly nervous at this point, as you mentioned the scarecrows. I've kind of been doing my own digging a little bit, sending out, some of my acolytes here and there to ask questions among the townsfolk, and of course, people talk when they come to the sermons. So we have found out that there is some strange happenings at the edge of town, nearest the woods in some of the farms. Maybe check the Goodwin farm if you're looking to investigate. There's that seems to be the focal point of what people are talking about. But before you go, and she reaches down and she fills up 2 vials of holy water and gives one to each of you. This might help.
Luka says, how would this help? What do I do with it?
Well, if you splash it on something evil, it burns them.
Oh, okay.
How
Thank you.
how can we tell what's evil and what's just mad?
Well, if you
Luka looks
are,
over at that profound question from the little goblin.
yeah, she actually does the same thing. She looks at the goblin with kind of a raised brow. Well, sometimes you'll know it's evil just by the feeling you get, but in most cases, if you approach or you're not taking any aggressive action and they just become aggressive first, might be just evil. And even if they're just crazy, if they're crazed, the water won't do them any harm. It only harms if they're evil.
Yeah, she's familiar with the law of nature, but I don't think. Well, she's encountered some bad people before, so she kind of nods, contemplating, somewhat understanding.
Okay.
Luka says, yes, I've been told that evil is defined by their actions. If they do things that are harmful to others just for the sake of they enjoy being harmful and killing and maiming just because, that's evil.
Precisely. You could learn much from this lass.
Luka.
Luka. Oh, nice to meet you, Luka. And you are.
Gabba.
She looks down at the goblin. Gabba.
Gabba.
I'm Elizabeth.
Lisbeth.
Close
Hello,
enough.
Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you our names first.
That's okay. I mean, obviously, you're here on a mission.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone's looking into this because on a night like this, we don't know if Grieva herself is out walking the lands, looking for folk, and she doesn't find who she needs. This could cause a problem for everyone. So this means a lot to the town and to those who follow Grieva as well.
She nods. She's heard of Grieva too, so maybe she'll meet Grieva out there. Gabba, thank for water, and she'll kind of pack it away in case she gets thirsty later.
Okay.
But
Yes. And Luka would see that look in Gabba's eye and say, "Now don't drink this. This is special, not to be drank."
right, got it. To farm?
To the farm, yes.
Okay.
And
So you
one
head
more
out of
thing,
the. Oh,
Elizabeth, she asks.
Yes.
Gabba said there was a wood elf woman. I saw her at the inn briefly. Helen was giving her a room. Have you talked with that person?
I know of Neris quite well.
Neris is their name.
Yes, she is an elder druid.
Ah, that explains the sense of power I felt from her.
Tree tender, help with forest.
She's one of the main watchers of the portals inside the wood.
And then, yeah, Luka is definitely interested in that as her patron is like a guardian of a special grove in the room that
Mhm.
they live.
Probably the other side of one of the portals.
Probably. All right, so thank you for the information. Tuck away the holy water in her pack.
Okay.
Hopefully find out some answers, she says, as they head out.
And you head out onto the streets of Mistwood. As you are walking those mist-laden streets towards the edge of town, as you're kind of looking, and I know, Gabba, you're kind of looking around all the time, and you look towards the west where you saw Neris leave or walk into the fog. Looks like she was leaving town. You catch movement out of the corner of your eye. The Scarecrow that you see at the one end of the main Golden Road, that had been standing silently at the edge of the fog, begins to shift. And not just a imaginary shift, but it's actually beginning to shift. At first subtle, and you can actually hear the wood creaking and the straw rustling, as if the wind itself was stirring it, but there's really no wind out right now. The head snaps and looks directly towards you. It's a very slow, unnatural twist. Its hollow burlap face fixed in an empty stare. And you realize its eyes, just patches of stitched fabric, seem somehow aware. The Scarecrow's stuffed raw arms begin to raise, fingers twisted into claw-like shapes as it drags one stiff leg forward, then another, moving with a jerking, unnerving rhythm. Suddenly, a whispering sound echoes through the mist, low and breathy, as if the Scarecrow itself is exhaling some ancient, forgotten language. It comes.
Luka clutches Gabba and says, Scarecrow's moving.
It comes. And as Luka says that, you turn and out of the corner of your eye, the Scarecrow that's at the other end of the village, at the other end of the Golden Road, you see it also twitch and stir in place before fixing its gaze upon the two of you as well. Once familiar symbols of harvest and protection that a Scarecrow is now appear twisted and infused with sinister life of their own. These Scarecrows, you realize, aren't mere decorations that have just been here for a prank. These are guardians, or worse, perhaps servants of something dark waiting in the mist. Roll for initiative.
Oh, yeah, but that's a 22 for Gabba.
Well, I'm glad you rolled good. I did not.
So Gabba was a 22.
+3 to initiative. See, she's pretty
Hey.
good. So that's a lovely 6.
6.
Because I rolled a 3.
Okay. All right. So, Gabba, because you've seen the Scarecrow first move, you get to go first. As this thing moves towards you. It's about 30 feet away by the time this is taking place.
30 feet. Okay. At first, when she saw the Scarecrow moving, she was about to go bolting and yelling like, Scarecrow! And then she froze as it started doing all the other creepy stuff and turning towards her and looking. And as it's slowly walking its way towards her, she's like slowly backing up and kind of cowering next to Gabba, next to Luka. Oh, yeah, that's another coincidence, Gabba, Luka. Unintended. But although she has a rapier, she's just she's waiting to see what happens, but she readies kind of an unarmed strike in case they get attacked, because she's kind of in defense mode right now, not knowing what's going on. So ready an attack, unarmed strike, but ending the turn by cowering next to Luka at the moment.
So are you readying attacks or are you holding your action?
Holding
an attack?
Holding an unarmed strike for
Okay.
if the target attacks first.
Okay. Not a problem.
Backs up. Sorry, I have a rambunctious kitten playing around.
Oh,
I have to send you pictures.
yes.
Dumping everything over.
You are the
All right,
chosen
so-
one.
So
Luka
the next
backs
up,
Oh yeah, it's the
yeah,
Scarecrow.
next up is Scarecrow number 1, the one that's coming towards Gabba. And as it gets within 5 feet of you, within striking range, it hasn't done anything as of yet to strike. However, you need to make a saving throw for
Okay.
wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Both of
That
us or
is,
just Gabba?
Just Gabba at the moment.
that's a 21. Wow, this dice is working better than Avery for me.
Mine usually do. That's why I usually don't do that.
This, as it takes that step within your fighting range, you feel a shiver run down your spine. Just an unnatural shiver. As it at that point strikes out at you with a claw. And it does a 16 to hit.
Ooh, just short.
Just short, misses you?
Yep.
Okay, so it misses. Next up is Scarecrow number 2, as it now approaches Luka. And it is approaching. It's right now. It's okay. Yeah, it does get within the 5 feet, and now Luka must make a wisdom saving throw.
That is a wisdom saving throw. 18.
Nice. You get the same sensation. You feel this unnatural chill run down your spine. You kind of shake it off, and at that, it does take a swipe at you.
Aha.
And that is a dirty 20.
Ooh.
Of course that hits.
Okay. And you
Freaking.
will take yeah,
Don't kill me in one blow, mister.
4 points of damage.
Oh boy.
Almost?
No, I just only have 10.
Okay. Okay. All right. And
quite bloody.
you're up.
Did my unarmed strike
Well-
proc?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You can make your unarmed strike as well.
It's
Forgot
only
you
going to
had it ready.
be... Oh. 22. What is up with these dice?
22. Nice.
Yeah, that's a flat 4. Bludgeoning.
Okay.
4.
Oh, that
All
was
right.
it.
Okay.
All right. And
So
Luka, you're up.
Luka shrieks when she gets hit, and you see her immediate reaction or action is all of a sudden you see this spectrally kind of frosty glow come over her and covering her up completely as she casts Armor of Agathis on herself.
Excellent. And that gives you an extra
5 temporary hit points.
5. Okay.
And if
Excellent.
the creature that next hits me with a melee attack hits me again, or a creature, it takes 5 cold damage.
Nice. Okay. Excellent. That's going to help. All right. So you do that. And at top of the round, Gabba, you're up.
Gabba. Okay, so she's dodging. This thing's coming up. These things are not friendly. She's freaking out. But she hears the screech from Luka, and that freaks her out even more. And she's like, "Friend Luka!" And she'll turn it at Scarecrow B, and it's like, "You hurt Luka! Gabba rage!" And she kind of hulks out a little, gets really mad, and just brings out her rapier and just goes for a massive swipe at Scarecrow 2.
Nice.
Go for
Oh, that's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
it. Yay.
They only have a 10 armor class.
Six damage. I want to say 6 slashing because she's not using the rapier with finesse. She's just kind of violently swinging it.
All right.
And that's her turn. She's just mad.
All right. You definitely take a big chunk out of the straw, and hay goes flying everywhere. Splinters of wood go flying off as this thing counters your attack, and with a 3. Misses, obviously. And next up is Scarecrow number 2. That was Scarecrow 1 that swung at you. Scarecrow 2 goes to attack Luka with a 10.
Miss.
Okay. And Luka, you're up.
Luka, having heard the priest at the temple they just left talk about evil, decides maybe she should try this, and she does some arm movements, and this flame-like radiance descends down on that one that hurt her, the second one.
Okay.
And they must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage from sacred flame.
10 to save.
Nope.
Okay, and they take how much damage?
Let me see. What did they say? 1d8. 1d8.
Okay. May you roll 2d8, please.
2d8. Oh. 6.
And this thing just bursts into flames and stops moving. Just flames erupt on this scarecrow in front of you as the straw catches fire, and the wood shortly after, you hear crackling and popping of the wood. And it just, the arms that were there fall limp to its side and then eventually kind of fall off as the fire overcomes it.
Lucas
At the
jumped
top.
back and is grinning. Yes, it worked.
Top of the round, Gabba, you're up.
The fire kind of catches her off guard. She doesn't know what caused that. But there's another scarecrow trying to hurt them. So just turn and just kind of with an angry swing at the other scarecrow.
Okay, that's the first one. That's the one that's left that you're attacking. So go ahead.
And that's a 10 to hit.
Just barely hit. Beats it.
Wow. Okay. That is going to be 7 slashing.
7 slashing, and you basically slash at it, and you cut right through the middle. The top half of the scarecrow just falls limp on the ground, and the legs that were there just stop moving and become a post and fall to the ground. They're now basically, one is a burnt scarecrow, and the other one is just a damaged, well, near destroyed regular scarecrow.
Oh, she clutches her side or arm wherever the scarecrow hurt her.
Is
Those
Luka
things
all
are
right?
Scary. Yes, I'm injured, but I'm okay. I forgot all about the holy water. The priest has said to throw the holy water on him, but it looks like my holy type attack really worked. Because could Luka tell that sacred flame hurt it more than it
Yes.
usually would?
Yeah, most
because
definitely.
it was really vulnerable to that radiant damage I cast on it. So
Yeah, I mean, it is radiant damage. I classified it as well as, I mean, because of the wording of the spell, I used it as fire as well. So.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it seems like because they're evil and because they're fire, then holy or fiery attacks will really work good on it. And I have a few of those.
You made fire with hands.
Yes.
Well, obviously,
yes, I
she's
did.
seen people make fire with hands, but not without.
My patron gives me power, and I have spells I can use. Yes.
Gabba looks at the woods, see if there's anything else coming.
You don't see anything. Well, keep in mind these were the two scarecrows that were placed on either
gotcha.
side of the town on the main road. Now that you're seeing the wood on the ground, you can't see from the burnt one because it's just kind of charred. But the one that you hacked in half, you now see underneath the straw where the posts went right up inside of it.
Yes.
There are ruins carved, some kind of ruins carved in the actual post itself.
Runes, she says. Is this druid magic, you think? Maybe that wood elf would know. Are we able to take just the post with the runes on it with us?
You can. The post is probably about 4 feet tall.
I was picturing like a broomstick, but if it's heavier than that.
Yeah,
maybe
it's more like 2x2.
Gabba might
not.
try
It's
to
not
carry it.
terribly heavy.
It's not
Yeah,
terribly big. It's like a 2x2. It's like a big stick, maybe a big,
5
almost
feet
like a
long.
Yeah, like a quarterstaff almost. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can take it with you.
Okay, if we take this, we'll show it to the farmer, and if we find that wood elf, she would probably know too.
Okay. While you're walking and you're heading again, you're going through the streets. You're being careful now, really watching all these motionless scarecrows that are stationed all over town. None of them move. None of them make a sound. Although it is quite unnerving as you're watching and you're moving along. Luka, make me a history check.
Okay.
Gabba will have
Luka
the vial
might-
out, holding it, clutching it.
Luka might take Gabba aside and say, I just thought of something. Those other ones aren't moving. Do you think those were moving because we were starting to head out of town and they're trying to stop us? Just a thought. So history check.
Yeah.
That's on the skills thing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a little slow on
No,
It's all right.
the check.
Sure.
Oh, good. I'm proficient in history, so I can add
Nice.
3. So that's a 13.
A 13. Well, you actually do roll high enough. You needed a 12. Considering you are from the Ether Bloom, these are you're not sure exactly what they say or what they're meant to do, but they are definitely Fey ruins.
Okay. Well, she would know. Yes.
Okay, now
She would
addressing the
probably-
other thing when you guys were leaving the temple and
Yes.
heading to the Goodwin Farm. The Goodwin Farm is actually still in town. It's just right on the edge between where the town meets the forest. And there's his farm fields are off to the one side, and he's pretty much the furthest farmstead in the town. So you weren't leaving the town when they moved. You were kind of
okay.
heading down the road and ready to veer off in pursuit of that direction.
Okay.
And they took action.
So this is like the closest farm to the woods, to the forest that we
Yes,
were headed
the
to.
absolute it's the furthest end of the town. It is right where the you see the road to Gilded Hollow. There's that stretch right there, which is the Ivy Crest Path, and it comes right over, and you see there's 2 square buildings. There, it's off in the field, just off in the distance past those. Not actually marked on the actual map as a farmstead, but it is just past those 2 square buildings. They're right at the end of Ivy Crest Path. So you guys basically head up the road, and in the distance you see farm fields. And someone that had peeked their head out told you that that's where the Goodwin Farm is.
Is this Bill's farm?
Bill's farm is actually on the far east side. Okay, so as you now leave the roads of the actual town proper, the mist seems to thicken as you approach the Goodwin Farm, pressing in like cold, damp shroud that clings to your skin. Tall, skeletal cornstalks rise around you, casting thin, crooked shadows across the moonlit ground. Flickering candlelight breaks through the fog ahead as you're walking along, revealing a clearing at the heart of the farm. At the center stands a makeshift altar, woven from twisted cornstalks and gnarled branches, its surface littered with withered flowers, bone charms, and strange symbols scrawled in dark ink. There are 3 figures draped in worn, tattered robes at the altar, bowed in rhythmic, silent prayer. One of them, a woman who is standing right before the altar, has piercing eyes and a face shadowed by her hood. She steps forward, her hands raised high. From the ground before her rises an enormous scarecrow, twice as large as the ones you saw in town. Its limbs creak as they move, each straw-bound joint bending with unnatural purpose. Amber light smolders in its hollow eyes, and a faint trail of smoke curls from its mouth like breath from a slumbering beast, hungry to awaken. The cultists start to chant, their voices growing louder, their words a dark hymn that makes the ground almost tremble beneath your feet. As the scarecrow itself steps forward, the mist swirls around it, thickening, carrying a palpable dread. You sense that whatever magic binds this place is reaching a fevered pitch, and you know you're standing at the heart of something old, something powerful, and something desperately eager to break free. The 2 cultists, they're on either side of the woman, break free and seem to just turn towards where you're observing as you're walking closer. Almost like if they sensed your presence. And they are starting to come towards you, both with daggers drawn.
How far away is this altar?
About 60 feet. So it's going to take them 2 rounds unless they run.
60 feet from us.
From you, yes.
Can I take an action, or do I have to roll initiative first?
No, you can take an action. As I said, they're 60 feet. You're not in direct combat yet.
Yeah, you said by the dread and us seeing this person raising the scarecrow, Luka knows that these are what you guys were talking about, evil. He knows this isn't right. And she's going to just launch an Eldritch Blast right in the middle of that altar, trying to disrupt whatever they're doing.
Okay, so you're
Not at
targeting
any of them. The altar.
the altar itself.
Yes.
Okay.
She figures that if she messes that up, then whatever they're doing will be stopped while they take care of them.
Okay. Eldritch Blast. Away.
That is a 15.
15. An Eldritch Blast hits the altar itself, and it seems to absorb into it.
Little meat comes out of her of dismay.
And at that, though, the chanting doesn't stop from the woman at the front, but she does kind of turn and just glare at you for a moment, and then goes right back to chanting. Gabba, are you doing anything?
She's going to put her mask and cloak on and for the moment kind of stand guard in front of Luka. Not quite sure what's going on, trying to assess the situation. She didn't know if the mask will do anything or if she's got to get ready to fight.
Okay. They're now
Darn
30
it,
feet.
I forgot about that. The mask. I meant to ask you earlier. I was going to, when we were at the temple, ask if we should wear the mask. Forgot. Oh, well.
She's been doing a lot anyway, so it just happens to be there for her.
Yep. She's got it with her. But she doesn't have it on. Okay.
Okay, so they are 30 feet away from you at this point. And right now, as they are at that spot, one of the cultists that are heading towards you, you see them casting a spell. Is anybody able to take an action or reaction on this to stop it? I don't know what your abilities
No.
are. So, nope. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a
Level
reaction.
one here.
The only action, yeah,
higher, low, Gabba. Higher, low.
low.
Okay, it was high. So, you are going to be targeted.
Okay.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. That's a whopping 7.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
You are frightened for 1 minute. Or for 1 minute, basically, for the duration of this particular encounter. Which is, just double checking here, I believe that is a disadvantage. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. And you can't willingly move closer.
Yep.
It can come towards you, but you can't move towards it. Okay?
Yep.
So they now come up within fighting range. You can roll me initiative.
Initiative.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
14.
Much better this time. I got a 18.
18 for Luka and a 14 for Gabba.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Luka, you're first.
Okay, so we have 2 cultists advancing toward us, and
One
then
chanting.
the altar absorbed my attack, and there's one chanting. Okay, and she's within 30 feet yet, or not? Still 60.
The 2 cultists are right at you now. They've moved up.
But I
They
think,
are within. They're in melee range.
but the one chanting
the
is,
one chanting is still 60 feet away.
Yep.
Are they far enough away that I can witch bolt them without?
Oh yeah,
Any
you can cast
disadvantage?
you can cast Witch Bolt at in melee range.
Okay, so I'm casting witch bolt. That's a 15.
That hits.
Okay, so I roll a d12 for damage. 8
Nice.
damage to the first guy.
Great.
Cultist.
You did substantial damage with the Witch Bolt.
Very good.
Left scars on the side of his face, and yeah, pretty nasty looking at this point. Gabba, you're up.
Whichever one she heard, she'll just swing the rapier at.
I forgot to mention too that witch bolt is a beam of crackling blue energy, and it sustains. It keeps the arc of lightning between me and the target.
Oh, nice. So it keeps going every round.
Yeah, so on my next turn, I can use my action to deal another 1d12 automatically.
All right, sounds good.
Nice. Well, Gabba will take a dip into the guy with her rapier. Nice little violent swing. 23 to hit.
That hits.
She's not raging. She's kind of fearful, but she does her best. Only 6 points of slashing damage.
Very nice. 6 points of slashing is pretty good.
And then just kind of maintains her position. She can't get closer. She's just kind of cowering by Luka.
And that was a 23 to hit with disadvantage, correct?
Oh, good call. Let me do that again. Good
Sorry.
call.
Just want to make sure.
We got
No,
disadvantage.
second roll was a 19.
Okay, so still hits.
Yes.
Gotcha. Nice.
Okay.
Forgot about that.
All right, that takes us to cultist number 2, the one that is on Luka. It will take a swing with its dagger, and that is an 11 to hit.
Miss.
It's okay. And cultist number 1 on Gabba, and that natural 20, 22.
22 damage.
22 to hit.
Oh, okay.
with a natural 20 though.
Yeah, no,
So-
Oh
still.
no.
Take 6 points of damage.
6 points. Okay. I took the full
might-
6.
That hurt, I bet.
Yeah. that
And
does
at the
hurt.
top of the round, Luka, you're up.
Okay, so she's gonna automatically shoot that witch bolt off again at the same guy. So I'm gonna roll another d12. Where did I put the d12? 3.
Okay. He's looking really, really hurt. Point of. He turns to flee. You can both take an attack of opportunity.
Well, I've already made a attack of opportunity. I don't think I can, unless I have Warcaster, I can't do a cantrip.
Oh, it's a reaction. You haven't used
Reaction.
the reaction yet.
Yeah, it's not an
Oh, it's
action.
a reaction? It's a reaction,
It's a
so I
reaction.
can do like an Eldritch Blast at him?
No, well.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's just. Yeah, you didn't cast. No, because the one is.
It's an attack of opportunity. Can you only melee that? I
That's
think
what
you're
I'm
right.
saying.
You have to have Warcaster to cast
you
the
have
spell.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know if she would have time to crossbow him. I'm guessing she would have had it out at least.
Yeah, she probably would have had it out and prepared. So I would assume so.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a crossbow attack. I missed. I rolled a
Missed.
4.
And Gabba, you got an attack. of
She
opportunity as well?
she would have swung wildly because she's kind of into it now. That would have
Mm-hmm.
been. Well, it doesn't matter that it's disadvantaged because that was a. Oh my God! It was a nat 20 and a nat 1. So since it's disadvantaged, it's a nat 1.
Into that
Aw.
one. Oh my
Spins
goodness.
around in a circle and dumps onto the ground.
Yeah, pretty much. You did as you mentioned, it was a wild swing, and it was just that a wild swing. You look kind of foolish, and you know it, but you tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this cultist runs 60 feet. He's heading off into the fog, away from the farmstead.
Okay.
Now, where were we here? That's actually, Gabby, you are up on cultist number 2.
Okay. Does number 2 see his buddy running?
He does, but he doesn't do anything. Still staying
Doesn't
there.
say anything?
Yes, Gabba, you make your go.
Which one
Which
cast
bolt?
Frighten on Gabba?
The number 1 actually. So you're good.
You're not frightened anymore. You
Nope.
ran off. Okay, so I still have the witch bolt on that guy, right?
That was the guy that ran away. Yeah.
Oh, the guy that ran away. Okay, never mind.
What's the range on Wishbolt?
They're like 30 feet anyway.
Okay. Yeah, he's out of range now at this point.
Yeah.
So that spell
Oh.
fades.
Okay, well, if it's Gabba's
Whose turn is it?
It's Gabba's turn.
Okay, Gabba's turn.
Yeah, she's just gonna go with the flow. She just got sliced. Some guy was beating on her friend, and she did a wild swing and did not even touch. And she's just mad. Just enters another rage, her second rage, and just takes another violent swing. This time, and it's at risk to herself, but this time she'll do a reckless attack, which would just be a straight roll.
Yep.
Since she's still frightened. That's a 13 to hit.
Just misses.
Yeah.
Just misses.
And there she is,
Okay, so
frothing
that
at the
was-
mouth.
That takes us to that cultist and see what they do. That is a 15 to hit.
Who?
15 to hit Gabba.
Oh, no, that's short. That's short.
Okay. It misses. Top of the round. Luka, you're up.
Okay. So this other cultist, since she had so much luck with the sacred flame with the scarecrow, she's going to try that on him. So he needs to make a dex 14 or better.
Failed.
All right, so 1d8. But is it 2d8 because he's evil, or is it still just 1d8?
The Sacred Flame, this guy is just a normal 1d8 because he's human.
Okay, 4 damage.
Okay. And he will make a And he fails as well, and he starts to run. So you guys can take attacks of opportunity.
Ooh, that's with advantage because I'm still reckless. No, that's it normal because I'm flat roll. It's another 13.
All right, fall short.
Whoosh.
And Luka?
Would 11 hit him?
Nope. You
Nope,
missed.
she misses. Misses.
Okay, so it's now 60 feet away, disappearing into the fog. At this, you guys can make me a perception check to see if you can maintain your initiative status.
Perception.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
I'd like to save that
12.
for something else, though.
Okay. So, Luka, you are still first, and with a 12, Gabba, you are still second, and the assailant is third. You look up as you're just the chaos is frenzy. You're kind of watching this one cultist go to the left, another one go to the right, and just all this turmoil going on. And you look towards this unholy or evil or whatever you want to call it ritual that's going on with this giant scarecrow. And as you look up, the giant scarecrow is moving towards you. It is 40 feet away at this point, and what you see behind it is that individual female cultist chanting and sitting on the altar as it moves towards the two of you. It's 40 feet away. Luka, what are you doing?
How far is the chanter
60 feet.
person? 60 feet. I think I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast that chanter lady.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm rolling to attack. I rolled a 16 plus 6. 22.
You hit.
1d10. That is 9 points of damage.
Very nice. She's definitely injured, but makes her constitution save and continues to chant.
And then she would say to Gabba, "Get that lady chanting. She's causing the scarecrows to move." Can I say that?
Yep. It's a free action. Gabba, you're
She
up.
tells Gabba to get the lady because she's causing the scarecrow.
Gabba kind of hears this and she turns and she looks at the lady and she goes, and she just charges forward at a run and a dash. Her walking speed is 30, so she'll do the run and the dash, risk an attack of opportunity just to get up right to that altar's face.
Okay. So you are passing by the giant scarecrow.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it will take an attack of opportunity on you. First, let's deal with the first thing. Aura of Dread. Aura of Dread Harvest. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 16.
A 16. You made the save, so nothing happens as you pass that by. However, it takes it takes one attack. You see the straw basically coming out from its sleeve where it's tucked in and around. The straw comes out like a lash and whips at you.
Ooh.
Nice.
And 21 to hit.
That hits.
Oh.
That's not too bad. 3 points of damage.
Rounded to 2 because she's raging.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 2 points.
Cool.
And you get through and you get right up to this woman, but that is your action. And now she takes an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to bother with that one. We'll let that go. I'll let that one go. You're kind of in a pretty weakened state at this point.
Not really. You actually did me a favor.
Well, I know that's the whole idea. And so you pass by this giant scarecrow. You get this really dreadful feeling for a moment as you pass by it, and then you get right up to the altar, ready to take a swing at this cultist as you go. And then, meanwhile, it continues to move forward towards Luka, and as it now moves 20 feet more forward, it is now 20 feet from you. However, that now puts you within 30 feet. Please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. It is a. Saving throw. 15. 15.
Oh, you're fine. You make the save. You get this as it comes within that 30-foot range. This feeling of dread just kind of washes over you for a moment, and it lingers like in the pit of your stomach. It's not really affecting you at all, but you can feel it. This thing is unnatural, but familiar. But it's also familiar.
Oh.
And at that, we're at the top of the round, and it is Luka, your turn.
Does Luka maybe recognize some Fae?
Bingo.
Influence?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So she's still. I know this thing is getting close to her. So she's going to move kind of back and like 25 feet to the left of it, just to kind of stay at that range without it getting too much closer just yet.
Okay,
But she's still going to shoot at the lady doing the chanting.
Okay, so she's firing at the lady doing the chanting, and you're now 45 feet away from it again. So that feeling of dread leaves your stomach.
Okay. She knows getting close to that thing is not good. So in doing that, since I kind of went sideways and kind of around, am I any closer to the lady chanting? How far away does that put me?
You could have put yourself maybe 10 feet closer, so maybe 50 feet.
So I'm 50 feet. Okay. Oh boy, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to risk it. And I'm going to look at the lady, and I'm going to start a little odd whisper that she can only hear as I cast dissonant whispers at her.
Ooh, nice.
So she has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, no, not going to happen. She's a 1. She rolled a 1.
Right. Nice. So I do 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay.
Well, 3d6.
So as you're rolling the damage, she jumps up off this altar, this woven altar, and she screams and starts to run away.
9 damage.
And she drops face first after about 3 steps.
Oh, yes.
Blood dripping from her ears. It's not pleasant as she's down. It doesn't seem to have stopped this particular scarecrow. As it's now Gabba's turn.
Can she say, Gabba, get the altar, destroy it?
Yeah, she was caught off guard going after this woman when all of a sudden she just fell over. It's like, what just happened? And finally it's like, get the altar. So she kind of remembers it now, so she'll actually take the vial of holy water and kind of smash it against the altar. And then she'll turn around and yell, water, like she just made a delivery.
Good.
So you smash the holy water on this altar of evil, and it starts to sizzle and burn and smoke. A lot of vile smoke, and it really smells bad. But it's not just hay smoke. There's some nastiness mixed in with that. And with that, we are now back to the large scarecrow. It turns its attention towards the altar and looks at Gabba, who's now 40 feet away from it, and 45 feet to get to Luka. It turns and starts to move towards Gabba.
Nice.
And as a free action, it's only going to move 20 feet towards you, which also puts you now back in the aura of dread again. So you will have to make another wisdom saving throw.
That's
As
strange.
it says, that's not going to stop me. I'm coming through whether you guys like it or not.
That's an 11.
You made your save.
Oh.
So you get this knot in the pit of your stomach it's not going away. It's there, and it's now 20 feet away from you. And
Okay.
at the top of the round, Luka, you're up.
Okay. Let's see.
You're 35 feet from it.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know whether I should follow up with what Gabba did and throw holy water on the altar too, or what. But since I'm a little further away from the altar, I think what I'll do instead is I'll try a sacred flame on the scarecrow.
Okay.
Dex 14.
Plus. None. Damn. Ouch. Okay. Roll me double damage. Roll me 2d8, I guess.
Ooh, that's 10.
Nice.
10 points of damage. Very good. You have damaged it. There are little wisps of spark and smoke at different parts of the straw that's sticking out. Some of it catches fire and falls away from the body of the skeleton. And there is this, you notice at this point, there is this shouldn't say it's unnatural. It is an abnormal swirling of multicolored purple and green energy that is kind of surrounding this particular scarecrow. As it continues its movement, but it's next up is Gabba.
She'll just keep wailing on the altar, just ignoring everything. Just, okay. Evil, evil, evil.
All right, roll damage.
A swing with the rapier is an 18, just in case. And the damage with the rapier is a 1, which is a total of 5.
Okay, so you're taking chunks of this altar off,
yes.
Sending it flying. Half of it's on fire, half of it's not. And it's continuing, and it now moves 10 feet closer to Gabba. So it's now it is now, it was 40 feet.
It was within 20 feet. So if it moves 20 feet, it'll be within melee.
It actually only moves 10 feet.
Okay.
And that same lashing attack you noticed comes out from its arms as it swings towards you with 2 of them. Oh, that's going to miss. That's a 3. An 11, I think that misses as well.
Oof.
So both missed as these 2 lash attacks come towards you and go wide. What are you doing, Luka? You're up.
Luka. So it moved away from Luka and toward the altar and Gabba.
Yeah.
So how far away is it?
Well, you were 55 away from the altar, so now you're 45 away from it.
Okay, so I'm going to move... let's see. I'm going to move 25 feet.
Okay.
Up close to it.
So you're not quite within that 30-foot range.
Yep. And that puts me how far away from the altar?
30, 40 feet.
40 feet. Okay.
35, maybe 35 feet.
All right. I'm gonna just try. It worked really good last time. I'm gonna try another Sacred Flame on the Scarecrow.
Okay.
And it's make me another Dex.
Yep. And it rolls a 10.
No. All right. So 2d8 again.
Yep.
6. 12.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay. Gabba, you're up.
Is it Scarecrow on fire or is it?
It's definitely got parts of it that are burning, yes. But it's still moving.
And it's 10 feet away.
Yeah.
She would have screamed at Gabba to watch out for the Scarecrow, but keep it up. If you can.
Yeah, she would have turned, seen this large lumbering thing coming at her, and she's like, "Ee!" And just with a panic fury, just keeps on the altar, just hacking away.
Okay. I'll just say at this point, just roll damage.
Okay.
Never mind hitting it or anything. Just roll damage.
Yeah, that's 7.
Okay. At this point, the altar is dismantled and all over the ground, and this thing is still. There is nothing left of it. It's smoldering a little bit on the ground, but this thing is still there and still looking at Gabba. And you've hit it now twice with that sacred flame. It turns now on Luka.
Okay.
And
It's 20 feet away. So.
Yeah, well, it's. I think it was 30 because you were right on the. Remember, you were right on the outskirts of its power capability. It does take its 20 feet of movement, however, which now puts you back in the aura of Dread Harvest. So make a Wisdom saving throw.
That's a 14 plus my.
Okay, so you get that heavy knot in your stomach again. Just very unpleasant feeling as it now makes 2 lashes towards you.
Oh no!
And that is a 13.
Misses.
And that is a 16.
That hits.
Okay. This might hurt. Oh, Jesus, are you kidding me? 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. That takes 3 of my temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Okay, and we're at the top of the round. Yep.
Doesn't it take damage from
it moved
hitting?
away from you. Oh, yeah. Doesn't it? You had that thing on, right? Doesn't
Armor
it take damage? Yeah. How long does Armor Agathis last?
An hour.
An hour? Okay, it's still on. Yep. So it takes how many points of damage? 5?
Oh, yeah, it takes damage. You're right. 5. Yep.
Okay. It's even more.
I remembered my armor, but I forgot that it does damage.
Yeah, I remember.
And Gabba, it was because it was so close to you.
Well, it's 10 feet, so I'm okay with
you don't
not.
Get an opportunity. Yeah, okay. Not a problem. It does, as a free action, look at you, Luka, and say, "You can take me out now, but you won't keep me out forever." It's almost like got this joyful, evil mirth behind its voice, even though it's got this really hollow face.
Mm.
And we're at the top of the round. Actually, no, that was you. It's Gabba's turn. Sorry.
Well, it seems intelligent. It seems communicative. So it almost seems worth talking to. But with it constantly attacking the two, no. So Drango will just make a beeline for it and just go for a strike.
Okay. So you charge right in. Go ahead.
That's going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
With, a 9 slashing damage.
9.
And she's still maintaining her rage.
And you basically, like a Ginsu, and you slash pieces of this Scarecrow off, and the stick, this one's like a 4x4 that's there, that you gouge into, and you see it fall, and revealed beneath the burning straw, are those similar inscriptions and ruins on this 4x4 post that's there on the ground. Both of you can make me a. No, actually, wait. What are you guys doing?
Look, she goes up to Gabba and says, "Are you all right?"
Well, Gabba will try to stamp at the runes, just saying, like, like she's trying to stamp out a fire.
You can easily put out the flames that are on it and save what's remaining of it.
And
Yeah,
then
she asked Gabba if she'd heard what the thing said about it's gonna keep coming back.
she kind of lays down on her back, out of breath. Gabba not know what mean? Where are others? Kind of looking around for the cultists that ran, almost expecting them to come running back.
Well, I think we heard him and scared him away.
You really don't see the cultists, any sign of them. And the fog does seem to be letting up a little bit. Strangely.
We should check the farmhouse and see if the farmer's okay or if these evil people hurt him.
She nodded, goes over to the altar real quick, see if there's anything of interest, any notes, any words, any books.
Make me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Luka would also go over to the woman that collapsed there that she got, that doesn't know his person, and see if she has anything on her that might give him some information.
Yeah, 17 for Gabba on the investigation.
Okay. The only thing about this, there seems to be no clue as to where this thing exactly comes from or why it comes from, other than those unknown inscriptions and ruins. Nothing around the altar about that. However, where the Scarecrow once stood with its post in the ground, there is something glinting faintly in the churned soil where the Scarecrow avatar was. After a bit of digging, you uncover a small but weighty iron box. Its surface pitted and rusted with age. The box's edges are reinforced with twisted iron bands resembling vines, and its lid bears a lock, or a small lock-shaped recess in the center with an intricate stalk-like design.
What like design?
A stalk-like, like a beanstalk almost.
Oh, stalk. Okay.
Yeah. That's all you find.
Huh.
And it's locked. It is definitely locked.
We should take this to that priestess at the temple, maybe?
Could be junk. Gabba, rebury it?
No, because it might be something that made them bring forth that horrible scarecrow creature.
Yeah,
and talk to
you
us.
don't even need to make intelligence checks on this. As you're looking at this, the fact that this is an iron box, that it's very intricately designed and made.
I think it's evil. I think we got to take it to the priestess.
Okay.
To get rid of it or
stick to.
keep it safe. Yeah,
Or you-
so she can see the runes. Yes.
So you go and get the other stick and you take that.
Yep.
Are you going towards where the farmhouse should be, or are you going back to town to the temple?
Well, what do you think, Gabba? Should we check on Farmer first or just go straight back to town first?
Already here. Check farmer first on way back, maybe?
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go check the farm.
Okay.
She seems pretty winded.
you move towards the farmhouse, and the farmhouse does loom in the fog, even though it is starting to kind of lighten a little bit. It's, as you get closer to it, it's not what you're expecting. It's almost like people haven't been here in a while. It's the worn down relic with sagging beams and windows, darkened by age and grime. As you approach, the door is slightly ajar, and stepping inside, the air is thick and stale, carrying the faint scent of mildew and something else, an earthy, rotten smell that seems out of place. Dust hangs heavy in the air, swirling in your wake as you move through the dimly lit rooms, every creak of floorboards echoing in the silence. In the main room, you find old tools and personal items scattered around, but they're untouched, as if the owners simply vanished. Dried herbs hang from the rafters, and a few well-worn books rest on a small, cluttered table. Among them, because you're searching through, you're kind of curious of what everything is, and you're digging through, being careful, of course. You find an iron key with a twisted stock-like design. It doesn't seem like it would fit any doors. Perhaps it was meant for something else. The faint outlines of muddy footprints lead further into the house, as though someone or something has walked through recently. Following the footprints, you make your way to a small room at the back of the house, where a dusty, cloth-draped altar has been set up. Its surface is covered with half-burned candles and hastily scratched symbols that mirror the ones you've seen on the carved scarecrows. Beside the altar lies an unusual pendant, a simple carved wooden charm in the shape of a scythe, tied with twine. It has a faint warmth to it, as though imbued with some kind of magic. Next to the altar lies an open journal, its pages filled with erratic handwriting and frantic notes. Just taking a quick flip through, Luka, you easily make out snippets of writer's descent into obsession. They speak of a name you have heard before: Mokar, the Scarecrow Lord, and Harvest Spirits from the Ether Blue.
Oh.
The last entry reads, "They are close now. I feel their eyes in every field, their whispers in every breath of wind. The time of the Harvest King is upon us." As you stand there, a chill runs through you, as if the house itself is holding its breath. The candles flicker, casting shadows that seem to stretch and bend for a moment. You swear those carved symbols seem to pulse in time with your heartbeat. Among the last few belongings here, you notice a small pouch of coins tucked under the altar, filled with 10 silver pieces and 3 gold pieces. A strange offering, but perhaps it was meant to appease the forces the Goodwins once prayed to.
Luka picks that up and says, "Can I have this, Gabba?"
Gabba is not even focused on that. She kind of nods, but she's focused on seeing if she can knock down the altar or put out the candles or deface it somehow.
The candles are long out; they've been burnt away, just in nubs of wax. And as I said, this room, honestly, it looks like perhaps that was Goodwin's wife outside that you killed. As for the 2 others, you don't know who they were. They ran off. So you have, as I said, you do have this iron key now in hand. You have this pendant. You have the one journal that has all the information on Mokar and various rituals and everything else that are in it, and a small pouch of coins.
Yeah. So she'd gather it all up and she'd tell Gabba that, "I think this key has the same symbol that's on that iron box."
Who box belonged to?
I think that woman out there that's dead, that was doing the evil, bringing the scarecrow creature into the scarecrow. I think this is where she must have been staying here, and they're trying to do some ritual to bring this evil spirit either from where I come from, the Ether Blue, or from someplace else more scary yet. Anyway, we have to. I don't know if we completely stopped it. We have to get all this stuff and information back to the wood elf or the priestess in the temple, so others can decide if there's anything else we can do to stop these things.
Ever Bloom. Yes, must tell Elizabeth about this. Warren Town?
Yeah, and Elizabeth can find the wood elf, I bet, because she probably knows where she went. Or maybe we'll run into her when we go back.
Or Helen. Helen knows
or Helen, yeah.
Tree Tender.
Yeah.
Okay.
We take
And-
everything back.
Yep. Head back to the temple or the hall.
You're heading back to the halls of wisdom.
Yes.
See Elizabeth. So you get back. So you've got everything in hand. I take it.
Yep. Pick everything
so,
up.
So you head back in, and you find her kneeling in prayer when you come in. She doesn't stand or rise. She's kind of in the middle of prayer. And as you approach her, she does eventually look up. Oh, you're back. Did you find anything?
Did we ever?
Oh,
Did
do
we
tell.
ever?
And she seems all interested. Like she's all of a sudden her hands clap together. Maybe a little bit more excitedly than you would expect, but
She probably sees that we're a little wounded.
she does see that, but she is a pip and snap after all. She tends to be a little flighty. But as she gets up, she says, "Well, first of all, let me do this." He begins casting, and you both receive 17 points of healing.
17.
Up to.
Jeez, I don't even have 17 points in the first place. I'm up
Gabba
the hole.
feel
Thank
better.
you very much. That feels better. Thank you.
But tell me, what have you found?
Well, first of all, we got attacked by the two scarecrows that were at the end of the town.
Oh my.
And yeah, we fought them off. I used Sacred Flame on it, and it seemed to take extra damage from it. And
Well, it kind of looks at you oddly and says, "Well, it is a scarecrow. It's made of straw."
yeah, they burn easy. So
The fact that Sacred Flame burnt it, that's a little odd. Okay.
then
Scarecrows.
Then we went out of town, and there was these three people that were doing some sort of a ritual. They were chanting over an altar.
At the Goodwin farmhouse?
Yeah, at the farmhouse, out in the field in front of it, in the clearing.
Oh dear. Did you see them?
Well,
Did you
yeah,
see
the two. Did I see who?
Lynn Goodwin and her two sons?
Well, there was a woman and two baddies that were chanting, trying to do evil, and they came at us and
Baddies?
attacked. Yeah, and they attacked us, and we fought them, and the two men ran off after we wounded them a little bit, and the woman, she made this huge big scarecrow come to life, and it talked to us and attacked us.
It talked to you?
The scarecrow, yeah, like a spirit was running it. The spirit said, "I'm coming through," like it was coming through.
Well,
She did some ritual. So I'm afraid that the woman we had to fight. She died.
Oh,
and
dear.
then we went to the farmhouse, and I don't know if it was the farmhouse lady or if some other people were there at the farmhouse, but the farmhouse looks like it hadn't really been lived in properly for a long time. It was all decrepit and mildewy, and there was an altar with old burnt candles. And here I found this journal, and so she thrust the journal at her.
Takes the journal and does the whole, read, skimming through it. Oh my! It appears the Goodwins, encountered something beyond their protections. But this isn't normal evil. This must have something to do with why Neris is here.
This has got some fey magic to it.
This is from the
Ether Bloom.
This is
Yeah.
a lot of these rituals are Ether Bloom fey rituals.
The runes looked like it too. I showed her the stick.
Runes. You show her the
Runes.
sticks.
Yeah,
She looks
show her
at
the
those
stick.
and she matches it up. Oh my! They were trying to bring Mokar through.
Yes, at the base of the altar we found this box, and shows her the iron box. And then in the house we found this key that we think might be related.
Oh. She casts a spell, and then takes the key and opens the box and pops it open.
Careful!
Inside The first thing you notice is a delicate round medallion made of polished amber, encased in tarnished silver that is intricately carved of a scythe with a sheaf of grain on its surface.
Did
The
we find a
second-
medallion someone like that too in the farmhouse?
Yeah, it was next
there
to
was
the
there was a
altar.
pendant. There was a
Pendant, yeah.
wooden
So
a
we
wooden
would have given her
pendant.
that too. Yeah, we would have given her
Okay.
that too. Okay.
The other thing you notice: 2 vials of dark amber liquid. Seems like a thick, resinous liquid. She kind of pops it open a little bit, smells it. Intelligence. Potions of bark skin. You guys can have these for sure, and you can have that medallion.
What does the
then there's a-
medallion do?
Well, that would you'd have to take to someone else. I don't have the ability to tell you what it does.
Okay.
Just the vials is one thing. I mean, there's other people in town that could have told you the vial too. Could have gone to the alchemist. He could probably told you the same thing. There's also a scroll rolled up, and as she unfolds it, it looks like an aged parchment. She says, "Oh, this is Harvest King's blessings upon the fields. It's a speak with plants spell." She passes that over to you guys. And then she pulls out a small, twisted-looking seed, the color of burnt umber. About the
Seed?
size, seed, about the size of a fingernail, full fingernail, nestled in the corner of the box. And it pulses lightly with an umber-colored energy. She holds it and she kind of shovels away. She says, "Well, it's not evil, but I don't like the feeling of this." And she hands it out to you.
So I
Did you
don't
guys-
like
do you
it
guys
either.
take you take it back or no?
Yeah, I'd take it back. I'd wrap it up in a cloth to take to somebody else.
As soon as you hold it though for a moment, you feel that uneasy feeling, like that feeling you had in the pit of your stomach before.
Yeah.
And it's something deeper, something from back home, something ancient and malevolent
Yeah.
in that
She would say
particular
something
item.
like, "This is bad things, not good."
So you pack it up and you put it away in a folded piece of cloth. So you have the handwritten scroll, you have the 2 potions of bark skin, the emblem, which is you can call it the emblem of the Harvest King. Okay. And then you have the emblem, the medallion, and then you have the pendant.
Right.
Both of them are similar, the same symbol.
Okay.
Now, as you leave the temple to go back to perhaps to see Helen or to try and find Neris, fog's gone in town. The scarecrows are gone. They're not there. They're back in their farmers' fields as you kind of head out and you look outside, and people are starting to stick their heads out a little bit. And as they do, you see them starting to light their skull lanterns on chains. They're wearing similar masks to what you have, and some of them are wearing dark robes as they go about town. Many of them are seen to be hustling towards the Roaring Fox. Because the place has kind of been a ghost town as of late to fill up a little bit more.
Okay.
And that's what you've noticed as you're walking back towards the inn. And as I said, we're going to leave the other part of it with Neris until a future encounter because she is no longer in Mistwood.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.